entertainment. The true voice of the people. Radio D, to you there's no equal. Second to none, second to none. Radio D, you're still number one. You are the voice of the voiceless. You are the choice of the voiceless.
Real. Sure. Yeah. Check it out. Check it.
You did teach and preach, but good governance. You want to see we country advance. You not get party, stand for democracy. You give everybody a chance.
98.1
Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment.
Radio Democracy 98.1. We believe in no political party. We have no region. We have no tribe. We believe not in social or class standing. We believe in democracy.
Stay tuned to Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Well, Fambu then we're going on our studio 2 and bring come the program Good Morning Salon. So stay tuned.
Granville Studio, good morning and welcome to another edition of the program Good Morning Salon for this week, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today is Thursday, April 3rd, 2025, and where they bring come this edition of the program Good Morning Salon come to you. My name na Yeno Kabia.
And my name na Chongo Jalo. Good morning. Inside the program this morning, according to the Director General, now the Salon Local Content Agency for the Badabo, the agency don't find out see plenty foreign workman them. Nakin who will import no get document for sure say then qualify for the position where they hold.
No evidence of CVs of foreign staff. The HR manager told us here emphatically that she has a CV of herself, but yet she could not provide one.
The Freetown City Council win 100,000 United States dollar grant from C40 cities for implement the enhanced health resilience project for address the plasma kits in the country, in the city to be specific. And today inside the program Radio Democracy, we go talk to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Sisigo Kangi update about the constitutional review process, tripartite and other things them we get for do the justice sector.
Members say they listen live on www.radiodemocracy.sl and on Leo Rock Metal Group. They support Radio Democracy for bringing the program Good Morning Salon come to you, empowered by AfriCell. And if they listen to it live from Radio Shalom 89.5 na Koinadogo and Falabadi State, same way so on Radio Malen 88.5 and Radio 1J 101.3 na Pujondi State, Radio Colenten 90.0 na Cambia, Radio Moa 105.5 na Kailaun, Vopar Radio na Watalo, Voice of Sando on 95.7 na Konodi State, Voice of Karine on 98.0, Voice of Masoro na Pujondi State, Jange Radio 99.3 FM Loawa Bont District, Advocacy Radio na Potloko District, and Radio Katbami on 106.7 na Tonko Limba. The program na Good Morning Salon. You self get the opportunity for be part of the program by way how we can send you text message to the number 077-981-981, or you go na Radio Democracy Facebook page and drop your comments there.
The program na Good Morning Salon inside the program as well for the Minister of Justice and Attorney General. We dey look at different issues them, and now we dey go first take this report to the Director of Technical Vocational Education and Training. Now the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education Abdul Senensi say one part of the challenge with skill trainees and they get we they not get accreditation for get access to better job and advanced institutions them for do the work. It talk this inside one Commonwealth Heritage Forum Skills Training opening ceremony with the West Africa Heritage Consultant Limited open for train students them, young people but cast iron restoration for fix and restore the old structures in salon. From on this we join Fatu Baka.
Not a new thing say, Salon get plenty iron structures them, where they tell the country in architectural history. But plenty of them structures them, we been halfway destroyed during the Civil War. For long term now don't they face neglect. They get less attention and maintenance. We make they don't they deteriorate and they go out of use. Now for sake of this bad condition where the old structures them don't they for long term now, make the West African Heritage Consultants Limited, Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs and other body them don't open the Heritage Hands-on Skill Training Project for train young people and university students them inside cast iron restoration when I for give skill to them young people but how for fix and restore the old iron structures them we go keep the country in history in hand for the next generation. When they talk about waiting the Commonwealth Heritage Consultants don't they do for CISE, they empower young people them across Commonwealth countries them through cast iron restoration skill. The managing director for the West African Heritage Consultants, Isatu Smith, been get this for say.
The Commonwealth Heritage Forum engages in a number of programs, but the one that is most relevant for us is the Commonwealth Heritage Skills Training Program. This program will equip young people across the Commonwealth with the skills needed to conserve locally and internationally important buildings and sites. Phase 2 of the program has been awarded £12.26 million over the next 4 years to train 3,500 young people in heritage skills in countries where there is little existing capacity. 20 students from the Freetown Polytechnic and staff from the Ministry of Works and Public Affairs, welders from the community, will be trained to restore the cast iron components of the old Fabi College building in Kleintown, where we are. The Heritage Skills Training Programs attempt to provide skills needed to prolong the lifespan of existing historical structures so that living examples could be protected and handed down to future generations, even if the majority get lost.
When be the give in keynote address, the Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Nabila Tunis, talk about the contribution with the training project will bring for restore the country in cultural heritage and serve to people where they go through this training.
Cast iron, known for its durability, can last for generations if properly maintained. Restoration, however, requires specialized skills that unfortunately remain limited in Sierra Leone. And this is where the training program becomes really vital. The goal of this initiative is to equip 20 Sierra Leoneans with expertise in cast iron restoration using the old FBC building as a hands-on training site. These trainees will not only contribute to the ongoing restoration, but will also become a skilled workforce for future projects, including the conservation of other heritage structures such as the railway relic in former station town. The Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs remains committed to collaborating with key stakeholders like the West African Heritage Consultants Limited, which aligns with our broader Tourism for All campaign and this year's theme for ecotourism. This year's theme focuses on connecting culture, conservation and communities while upholding the principle of leaving no one behind.
When they talk inside this ceremony, the Director of Technical, Vocational Education and Training under the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, Abdul Senesi, talk about the challenge them where skills trainees and they face and what the ministry don't they do for CISE, they able for give up to people where they land and skill them for secure better job for sake of the skill them where they get.
To acquire these skills they are important, but what is actually highly needed is how can the trainees get national accreditation. So what the MCH is doing, we have tried to improve the national accreditation processes and final outcomes so that whatever accreditation that will be given as a result of end product of training will be in line with what demands at international level. So in that respect, we have reviewed the NCTVA Act to ensure that people succumb to the processes and procedures or training institutions subject trainers to the processes and procedures that lead to your accreditation nationally, so that accreditation will be accepted not only in Sierra Leone but Ghana, for instance, in Senegal and or even in Kenya. So we have managed to bring in continental qualification framework to work with us to make sure that we have qualification levels which content are defined that are in line with best practice. So we are working on all of this to ensure that outcome of this nature coming from here be accepted outside Sierra Leone.
Abdul Senesi end up say the skills trainees them don't they get potential for secure a better job for sake of the skill where they learn. We make them put better procedure for CISE, skills training institutes them able for give better qualification to then young people we go give them better recognition any side where them go. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Fatu Nyangiji Gakpade reports.
Well, the program where they listen to now, Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Earlier on, as we already one power headline story, them said today inside the program, we go talk to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, when Alpha Cisse, we go give updates about the constitutional review process, talk about the tripartite recommendation them and other thing them we get to do with the justice sector. Well, for sake of that, I want to welcome the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in the studio, when Alpha Cisse. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, and good morning to you, team, and good morning to the people of Sierra Leone.
Okay. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice in office in a critical position, and this the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, they serve as chief legal advisor to the government, who side in on they provide legal advice to the president, governments, ministry, departments, and agency them, and self only represents the state by legal procedure them, and plenty other thing them. Anything we get for do with law, constitutional review process, now the Attorney General in office responsible for that. Inside December 13 last year, President Julius Maada appoints Alpha Cisse, when I be the Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice, for be the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Let me come back to you. President Biodo appoints you first, you now being the Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Now you don't be the Attorney General. Take me through how it sound like for you, you be the serve as deputy, now you don't be the minister at the office.
Well, first, I want to say very many thanks to His Excellency President Bio for the confidence in me, for where he appoint me as Attorney General and Minister of Justice. As you know, I don't serve as Deputy Minister, not the same ministry day, and before for about 1 year, 5 months. So, I think for make a president decide for elevate a deputy to that position, and because they're pleased with the work we have been doing as deputy, and I think so for any lawyer, now a great honor for make you be appointed Attorney General and Minister of Justice for your country. But the point is that how you repay that 5th day, now very important. One, for continue for maintain the confidence of my boss, really meeting expectations and exceeding expectations, and President Bio gets a very clear vision of how Iwame could deliver justice for this country. He gets a very clear vision of how he wants the Office of Attorney General and Minister of Justice to be positioned, for really provide a guidance to the government, so that anything we government they do, we operate within the ambits of the law. But also, I think, say, for me, and for the president as well, now how we make sure, say, me time that this office has to work for the people. As President Bio like for tell we make we, when we talk about the justice process, when we talk about delivering justice, make we be informed by our own humanity. Make we think about the people, make we try for close the trust deficit between the public and public institutions. Make people and get confidence in the justice delivery process, and make sure, say, then see them as service with government supposed to forget that to them. So that now the way I see this work here, so going forward.
So you now be the Deputy Minister of Justice and Attorney General, then now you don't be minister now, and you head that office the waiting different in terms of the work we they do as deputy, now you're not the minister.
Well, one major difference that everybody gonna know is that I can say there's a difference between the deputy and the substantive minister. As much as the deputy, they provide support to the substantive minister, the decision making powers now the ministry rest with the substantive minister. So yes, that's not the major difference. Of course, now as Attorney General and Minister of Justice, it carries more responsibility. You basically carry responsibility for the entire office. You carry responsibility for the entire sector, right? As deputy, that is secondary. So that is really different. But the point is that I think it really also really provide immense opportunity for use this time here so for all the work way. I don't do during the course of my career as a human rights lawyer, as somebody we don't be very concerned about strengthening access to justice, as somebody we don't be very concerned about reforms in the justice sector. It's an opportunity for lead from the front on the issues then they. So definitely yes, I would tell you say a different in terms of title, yes, in terms of responsibility. in terms of decision making. Now, that's not for downplay the work where a deputy minister they do. I think, say, you know, whilst being a deputy minister, you know, provide a lot of support to the person then when I be Attorney General, Mr. Mohamed Lamin Tarawali, and same with the person that we don't become deputy, Madam Saptu Sako. We all know the amazing work we do at the Office of Registrar General, the Office of Administration Registrar General, and so far we don't take off on an amazing journey. She's been a strong pillar of support, you know, and the way we work, you know, your title could be different, but when it comes to responsibilities and decision making, we don't even want to make a difference between the minister and the deputy. We want to do this together and deliver for the people of Sierra Leone.
Let me queuing from what you don't talk. The relationship we've been doing there exists between your former boss, the direct boss by the one I'm I go describe that one day so far. During the time the one I served that one office there.
Oh, we had an amazing relationship. Mohamed Lamin Tarawali like a big brother to me. You know, not to the ministry that we meet. You know, we go years back na university. We been there for college and been senior in a college, you know, so since then we don't get big brother, small brother relationship. I'm a senior as well as we also now comrades of the Radicals Club, you know, so I'm a very senior comrade. Hold me hand and walk me through the comradeship. And then of course also in practice he's always been my senior. And you know, Chambers of Yara Williams and Associates, you know, and then, you know, coming to the ministry, we always, you know, keep that relationship and really try to work very closely together. Give me things that we are supposed for lead on, you know, and when I manage and report to them, and so that's not the relationship we get.
For plenty ministries, the mobile past years when they get complaints say deputy and the boss not can see one side. We don't need to bring so many kiosks now the office and make at times the office able for deliver effectively. Doing then and the way we serve as deputy and I'm the serve as the minister. Was there any time we when I get clash with perhaps you feel like say that one day they are more the work?
No, we don't ever get clash. Like I say, you know, they give me things that we are responsible for, and I report to them, and then of course, you know, I provide support for the broader issues them, you know, where in self the lead on, and I guess, you know, people can talk. So yes, you know, minister and deputy, you know, Siam, you know, people are never able to clash, people are never able to any crisis in the office, and so you know, we work together very well.
Okay, you don't mean now the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General. They say we be there as deputy according to you don't be the supportive former boss for say unable push the justice sector go before na the country. Being the minister now, waiting at some of the things them we be able for come with as you still do for say people still get trust na the justice sector.
Well, one of the things that we have been the lead on now for make we take President Bio in vision na the new direction manifesto we reflected na the medium-term national development plan and take that and translate them into what we call the justice sector reform strategy. Being able to work with the various justice sector institutions, I talk about judiciary, Human Rights Commission, Legal Aid Board, Office of the Ombudsman, and of course, you know, other institutions where you know go stay strict to censor then under the ministry then they, but because you know they are part of justice delivery chain, then have been involved in a correctional service, Sierra Leone Police, Independent Police Complaints Board, etc., etc. Mobilize all in one and then we put together what we call the justice sector reform strategy. We present we've been launched last year in September na the Brookfields Hotel. Yes, I've been the lead on that, and it is one of those things where we don't ever see like say not just work for a few months or not for 1 year. Now a bold vision on how we transform the justice sector and really alter the justice delivery process in a positive way from now to 2030. We say 2030 because we time to the life of the medium-term national development plan. We're now 2024 to 2030. So the goal is that we will work on that over the next several years, and really, you know, use that for transform the way we deliver justice. It will mean say we strengthen the justice delivery process within the judiciary. Just a couple of weeks ago, I've been launched the process for develop a blueprint on how we digitize the justice delivery process, and really use that, you know, for ensure say there's effectiveness and efficiency in the justice delivery process. We catch up with modern times, you know, as we don't see in several other countries. Then we use that process for also ensure there's transparency in the justice delivery process, and really, you know, transition to what people can call an e-justice system. So basically it means we get rid of too many paper filings, you know. We are in people able to do things electronically. So that process they on. I also been a lead on the constitutional review process, where I don't continue for lead on. And then of course, you know, me have been part of the tripartite committee, where we make several recommendations, and on the lead, you know, on how we implement the recommendations, especially the recommendations we get for do with legislative reforms. Okay. So I don't lead on the one.
You know, also simply for talk about the tripartite process so far in the constitutional review process, which will arrive shortly. But before we get to yonder, you don't talk a lot with regards to what you don't do so far as the minister since you take up office. You don't emphasize more on the electronics system for CC people able to access the service digitally. But one thing we for make these officials also become prudent and people able for like actually get service one at the render get for do that one they get for do it. So far the trust way for them at the justice sector. What you don't do in this area?
Well, so you know, for ensure that the public get trust in the justice sector and justice delivery process, that now waiting we reforms there about. You know, like I said, the justice sector reform strategy, we lay out 4 strategic objectives. One, how we strengthen access to justice through a people-centered approach. 2, now how we expedite the justice delivery process by, you know, developing, you know, a very good case management system. 3, now how we strengthen human rights and rule of law. And then 4, now how we strengthen justice sector institutions for effective service delivery. Now, them 4 strategic objectives, and they get about 18 key policy areas, and then 18 key policy areas, and they get about 80 key activities. We, you know, if we implement the one, and then once we implement the one, and then we will build trust. But you know, the point is that we inform by data. One, we are saying, as much as we can say the courts crowded, yes, they are, and that is why, you know, as part of the reform process, we try to reduce the backlog in cases, you know, and reduce them bottlenecks with the cause delays, right? In delivery of judgments, you know, then in the all the affair, because it's like hospital, right? When you go to hospital, you want for sure say then give the treatment where you deserve. Now, so the court system there, when you go to court, you want for say you get the justice where you go for, and we can say justice not for be delayed. We need to address the thing there, you understand, for making sure say the public get trust. But really, we also are saying the percentage of the population where they get the justice needs met through the courts, you know, it's under 30%. That's a significant number. So we invest in reforming the justice system by, you know, reforming the courts, but then also we invest in other processes where they're outside the court system. For example, we know say a lot of people in there within a hard to reach areas. We know say a lot of people in there, the kind of disputes they can get, they go better handled outside the court system. And so that is why through the legal aid board, we want to strengthen the work of community paralegals. So we will deploy more community paralegals than the 190 chiefdoms who get across the country. And then, you know, we also are in discussions now about what we call a mediation bill. We with that, of course, you know, even though right now we get mediation, you know, traditional leaders and they handle they mediate disputes, legal aid board they do, Human Rights Commission they do, Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs they do. We want for system we institutionalize mediation. So for certain kinds of disputes, they don't really need for kind of courts, right? And the people then can decide, say, you know, may them go for mediation. We say a quicker, a cheaper, a less acrimonious, and they really make sure say there's cohesion in society.
Okay.
And sometimes, you know, people will kind of court, the magistrate or the judge for able to tell and say, this now for go into mediation. We also want to make sure say we deploy justice hubs across the country. We are in people come there not because they get dispute, but because they get justice needs we want to be met. At the end of the day, you know, the way we look at justice, we want to look at justice as service. Like how government, they look at health and education. We are in government, say, within every 5-mile radius, picking them for able to get access to some school, or people for able to get access to some healthcare facility. Now, so we want to look at justice, not only in the context of the courts, but we want for CC, within a reasonable distance, people them across the country able for access some form of a justice system, whether in a court, you matter there, or whether in access to a community paralegal, whether access to a mediation center or whether you able to gain access to one of the justice hubs here so we deploy across the country.
Okay, after the 2023 general election, the main opposition when the APC party we get concerned for sake of how the election then be come out. Outside them be saying they no being agree for sake of the election and safe been tapped some of them, member of parliaments them, chairpersons, mayor and safe councillor them not for take part by governance. Because of that, they say they want somebody will go come mediate with them when they not being agree for say may somebody in this country come together and do outside them be agree say make international people then come when the moral guarantee them, the peace commission and other people them. So the government's been set up a committee. Outside different people and they do then call it tripartite committee for look at issues then we get for do with electoral reforms and other one them. And you know one post will be they represent government so you be there all the meetings them say they at the end of the day then go submit the report to the president. Talking about the tripartite implementation of the recommendation them you didn't ask the Minister of Justice and said somebody will be done they represent now this committee. How far we there in terms of the implementation?
Well, you know, we don't make significant progress, you know, but first when we talk about the history of the entire process, we lead with to get the call the tripartite committee. Yes, international partners and but I also want to acknowledge, say, the institution will really start the engagement, now being the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. I can always let you know, make we acknowledge the important role with local actors they play in them process here. So when the Independent Commission engage both parties, now they agree for get together on the table and then get support from international partners who we see then come and work with we for get to this point. And the Independent Commission don't continue for being one of the moral guarantors where they guide the process. I just want to make we acknowledge that. And then now make we go into implementation of the tripartite recommendations. Yes, we don't make progress. I would say significant progress. Now, I say significant progress because when people talk about the process, it's been slow. Been in discussions with, one of the partners recently, we also been talk about the time frame. Where I say, if you actually go to the tripartite report, the timeline where the report states for some of the recommendations, then the timeline not even reach it, but government is already making progress. I point out a recommendation where the timeline actually in March 2027, but we are now trying to make sure, say, it go through immediately. So here are a few things we government don't do. One, government immediately after the reports come out, the president makes sure say it was tabled in parliament and in cabinet rather, and then cabinet being there for approve the report. And then after that, president sets up an oversight committee, which chaired by the chief minister. Now, waiting, we ensure say happen, we make sure say we make that oversight committee broadly representative. So we get government ministers represented there, we get political parties represented there, including the APC, we get representation there. We get local councils represented there, you understand, the mayor of Freetown, mayor of McKinney, and the other councils them. And then, we get civil society groups like I say, Slash Dede, Chardy Dede, etc. So we're working together. Next step, of course, we don't set up, government don't set up the secretariat. We're headed by Golokata. We, spend a lot of years in civil society and get extensive experience. I'm working on electoral systems, not only in Salon, but across the African continent. And in the head, that secretariat, they don't put together a small team where they work on, rolling out and implementing these reforms. Now, we also make sure, say, immediately, some institutions that are implicated in the report, take the report and look at the aspects and the way apply to them and use them for get their own internal planning process. We do so with the PPRC, but then also we subject the Electoral Commission to a functional management review. Not only a review process where happen internally, but bring in the International Federation for Electoral Systems, IFES, we're not a US-based institution. They work with the PSRU, and they don't undertake a functional management review. Detailed functional management review for the ECSL. And then the commodity, like I said, PPRC don't do the same. Judiciary, then they don't process the report and see how then fit in. But then, of course, we also get a lot of legislative reforms.
What about ECSL?
Yet now ECSL now they don't do the functional management review with the support from IFES. They don't do that. And
they formate all within the recommendation and state about them.
Of course.
Just for bringing listeners up to speed.
Wait, sorry, is it?
They're able for bringing limit all the recommendations.
If they're able for
meet the recommendations.
Well, so it's a process. For me, the recommendations are a process, right? Take note, say, you get for.
But then one institution so far, people do vehemently point finger up and say, don't they refuse for do certain things them.
No. So let's take a step back. So first, for acknowledge, say, when we've been there, the tripartite committee, which I, I serve on behalf of the government, we invited several institutions for come before the committee. The ECSL come, full leadership, the chairperson and the other commissioners and then technical staff, then come, then sit down with we for over 2 hours. We get a long back and forth with them, then provide answers to questions and where we ask. Right? We accommodate, now we don't come to the report. The ECSL don't subject itself to functional management review, like I say. That functional management review, now they come out with a report where they lay a lot of recommendations on how you review systems within the ECSL, and all. And so the ECSL, they subject itself to that, and so rolling them one and they out, now a process. And then you come to the legislative reforms, right? You get the Public Elections Act, where really, they guide the conduct of elections in this country. The tripartite committee recommend, say, about 26 provisions. Now the Public Elections Act need for be amended, need for be reviewed, and then it also suggests 3 new provisions for the day. Now we did in the process of taking those to legislation. Now, in addition to them provisions here, so the Political Parties Act, when PPRC they use for really regulate the conduct of political parties. 5 provisions in we then say need for be amended.
Okay,
you come to other provisions and then you go to the constitution itself. There are 17 provisions in the constitution we need for be amended. So then when they do all we don't package and we try to make sure we roll those out.
Okay, continue for the with we go come back to you, so I go continue for talk about the tripartite and save the constitutional review process we wanna carry on. Well, inside the program now, not time for we take break.
Bet to Max. Bet to win weekly sports bet promo. Bet a minimum of 10 leon with Betomax online at betomax.sl and stand the chance to win up to 25,000 leons every week. Yes, 25,000 leons every Monday. Don't miss out on free money. Wow! Place your bet now and get in on the action. The more you bet, the better your chances of winning big. Bet to Max. Bet to win. Bet smart. Win big. Win big. Win big. But remember, only 18 years plus and terms and conditions apply. Always bet responsibly.
Education is a must, brother.
Sorry, you hear about the new thing already inside the MBSS learning passport?
Well, I can use them for study, but tell me more.
Then don't add Boku past exam question then from 2010 so till 2024. We mean say we go able get past exam questions then for free.
This na big benefit, so I no need for bypass question and answer papers again, eh?
No need at all. All you need na phone or computer so that you go able get the past question and answers them. One big benefit again are that you can download the material them and study them offline. Alex F network noddy.
Imagine school picking them all about the country. Go able get past exam question then anytime, any side, who side and lead. This can help comrade enough for spend but cook up and study material then.
And teachers self go able get school material them for teach better one.
I go tell all my party then. No school picking for left behind. The MBSS learning passports don't come for pull pass stress and help we pass with exams.
Mama and Papa them for help we get the MBSS learning passport. And this will help we do well in school. No left below. Go now to Google Play Store, download the MBSS learning passport and get Boku school material there for free and pass the exams. The learning passport now the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education come with them, with support from UNICEF. If you want to know more, call 076 912 890.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call.
West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, when an agency from the West African Health Organization, they join on with the Pharmaceutical Society in Salon
for present the 37th Annual General Meeting and Scientific Symposium.
The theme now, Emerging Substances of Abuse, Implication for the West African Region. We mean say, na the cannibal way, how bad drugs them don't take over the West African region and self the impact where it gets to the West African region.
Other sub-theme themselves get for day, na the Annual General Meeting and Scientific Symposium, LEC 1, when I for tackle push na West Africa, waiting for know, and how for go about them.
Again, who system them for day, for help the African region, how for deal with them bad substance they are, where they can inside the country them.
This na some of the things them when I get for talk about na the Annual General Meeting and Scientific Symposium.
It will begin Monday, April 7, Thursday, April 10, 2025. Now the Freetown City Council Hall. If you want for no more about the 37th Annual General Meeting and Scientific Symposium, now for call 076 395050.
Program we listen to now Good Morning Salon and it comes to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program we still get the Attorney General and Minister of Justice when Alpha Cisse as in there for talk about the constitutional review process and tripartite report and all that thing them we get for do with the justice sector of the country. Well, the program they continue for look at issues them. Inside 2018, the National Council for Civic Education and Democracy been start their operation for talk about them where Salon people for know where governments they do. Because of this, way governments been signed one agreement with other African countries them for promote open government partnership na Salon. And according to the chairman for the National Council for Civic Education and Democracy, Joseph Monda Bindi say, inside one research where some international people do for know how the country don't they implement some policy them where they inside this OGP in same way in show say Salon don't they do well for sake of the implementation of the NCR. Well, he explain more to a reporter Usman Kamara inside this interview.
NACED a mandate na for we promote civic education and for make people they aware of their responsibilities as citizens in this country, and also for promote development we will make we enhance development of the country.
You just came at the office a few months back. Firstly, I want to say congratulations on your appointment. How the office done like since you come in?
So since I take over, honestly, in January 2025, I would say we don't continue for promote the work. The work they were go admit before me, we don't implement them. Some we don't do for implement, some we they continue for implement. And also we don't initiate new programs for this year 2025. Like where I don't come and engage all the partners them, both international partners and the local government ministries, etc., where they all for supposed for put on under the work of NACED for the go before. We don't revise with strategic plan for inject new thinking we will make Odo the fine. We don't prioritize with engagement of the people in this country on civic education. We now will focus on major priorities of government and make sure say the people that fully be aware and be informed adequately. The office is not interesting. It's challenging office, but it's nice doing the job.
Okay. Recently, we see Sierra Leone participate in the OGP Africa and Middle East regional meeting in Kenya. We NACED in the part of. What's in this meeting about?
And before we go Kenya, and government we don't sign commitment for say it will promote OGP in this country. President B also signed that commitment. Now that make it establish this office and that make it empower for law to do the work on the open government partnership. So key ministries and agencies we don't sign commitment. Commitment they don't put on paper and agree with you for say then go achieve certain targets in 4 years time, like ACC, SLETI way there for the extractive industries, Office of the Ombudsman, Parliament, how they go do the work they openly for the good of this country. So now that commitment when we don't do, now in will go report on that. All the other African countries and the Middle East countries then we come in the conference for see what each country they do. So it was a big platform, it's a landing platform for go learn from other countries how they do their own business, so that when you come, we go able to adopt best practices.
So in brief, what in Salone present in terms of progress?
We can do assessment. There is an international assessment for all countries where they send out community. And the interim monitoring report mechanism. So they don't do them for all countries. And that report we don't publish it. It in social media, it in at the website, it in at plenty domain them. So Sierra Leone in that assessment performed extremely well. Not to mean they say it is an international assessment that was for all countries. That our commitment is turned to be very good, 72%. We don't already implement over 50% of the total commitment we say we do in 4 years. So meaning Sierra Leone is progressing very well. And based on that, in that conference we'll go this year, na Kenya, Sierra Leone was a shining star. Now be example for other countries made them emulate. So every discussion, Sierra Leone was mentioned as best practice country on OGP. And based on even that day, Sierra Leone was given a certificate, for participation and the best work. So now Sierra Leone no more don't boldly count say they revise and make triangle law about people in the way they work in their big offices. Now the village then where they go tinap and they right, they can go take case in a court, they did over 10 years, they need to give judgment. So now that kind of thing they will say we want for put straight and it will be good for everybody in the country.
Well, the program we listen to now, Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Well, you be listen to the chairman for the National Council for Civic Education and Democracy, Joseph Monda Bindi, where they talk to Usman Kamara inside that interview day for second one agreement where it say according to what international partner they do and self the research where they do show say Salon don't do well for second the implementation name of the team name where they inside the OGP. The program where they listen to now Good Morning Salon and they come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Where they bring come this edition, my name na Yino Kabia.
And my name na Changlo Jalo. Come to you again, Mr. Minister. We talk on so far within different institutions and do as part of within the tripartite bigger comments and go do. But one person or one institution where people on the point finger and say and then they refuse for do certain things the recommendations in our ECSL we be doing the two lights on. But I take it back again to one of the reasons we make APC inside June 14, 2024 being pulled out from the agreement because they feel say this institution no they do what they're supposed to do. How far I don't come from last year to now with regards to that one they were in the opposition.
No, we don't make significant progress. One of course, for government, opposition are part of government. So even the opposition in participation in government, na progress. You see, after of course going back to the agreement for national unity, you see, we brothers and sisters na APC, take then sit them back in parliament, local councils them, then go there and you see, over the past, since that time, we don't get a lot of engagement together. Some the people they see publicly, some the people they see publicly, right? Because not everything will be post out there, but we don't work. But we get agreements and disagreements over certain issues, but that's in our governance. They can say we all like Salon. We all just get different ways where we should all of the. You understand? So that's really not part of the progress we don't make. Like I say, we brothers and sisters in APC, they participate in the oversight committee. We get for do with the implementation of the tripartite reports. Yes, the implementation of tripartite recommendations. So you see, they're part of that process. So we are doing this together. That in itself a considerable progress, because as we've been done note, the whole idea of the tripartite process not really for play out with disagreements. Now, first for acknowledge, say. We get disagreements about the conduct of elections, and then disagreements say not only get for the 2023 elections. President Biosef don't talk publicly say in 2012 when the ECSL declare former President Koroma, the winner, he protested, right? He been get for challenge the results and all of that. We see the same thing in 2018. We say Dr. Samuel Kamara being get for question the results. So President Bio, a whole idea about this was that if each election cycle we get to call election denial, then maybe there are certain things and we're wrong, but we all forget together and reform. Because when we reform with electoral systems, now we all the benefit. So the idea basically is we look at the progress where we don't make, acknowledging say we get disagreements, but we look at the progress where we make, we build on them positive things and together able to deliver for this country an electoral system where the people go up embrace, where the people themselves go down accompany. So when we get to elections, we go vote peacefully, we declare results, and then, you know, the country, including without ever no win, able for embrace the winner, and then we grow salon together.
So one thing where the opposition and government they go back and forth, now they one day now they all get for do is political praising at them. I remember the last time we get the chief minister and I have been they say that the opposition not being able for present comprehensive names them of the one they win a political praising at them. You know the AG and are you in charge of this? You don't receive anything?
Oh yes, and that in itself we don't make considerable progress on.
Okay, so how much when I receive?
Well, first we receive a list from the APC. We been get names of 318 people. Right? You know, first it was about 355. You know, Ridwan was 318, which come out as the official list. But what we do when we receive that 318 list, we say first make we check whether all them people in government custody. Right? So what we do together with the APC, right? That's in the Deputy Minister of Justice, me and with brothers and sisters at the APC, you know, we meet in my office, you know, the Mayor of Freetown, Mayor Akisoya was there, the Deputy Chairman, Vice Chairman of the APC, when Ambassador Yansane was there, one of the chairmen then at the constituencies at the East Medk was there, the former deputy, the former leader of the APC in a parliament and former running mate to Dr. Samuel Kamara, Chaikoko, was there, the Secretary General of the APC, Lansana Doumbia, was there. We all sit down, of course, legal advisors, Africaners and all. We sit down, we agree saying the correctional service leadership will use that list for look around the country and really verify say those people were in government custody. When correctional service come back, then count a comprehensive list for see how plenty of them people and they been already don't go through the justice process and then don't go out. So correctional service can determine say of that 318 names, the 15 been there in government custody. But what we did was that we take the list again where correctional service come with, and then 15 names in there, we give the APC. Excuse me. We give the APC. And then they self-check through an NGO called Poor Man's Clinic. Then the APC come back. When they come back, that 15 will don't come down to 13.
Okay.
So we get a committee we call the Resolution 4 committee we President set up. And even that committee, when President set them up, with brothers and sisters in APC, they come back and say, no, then say one nominate 3 people. We say, fine, they nominate 3 people within the committee. We all sit down, we look at then 13 cases and then we come up with a plan. We realize, say, someday where we need for a comment to government, say, may government dispose of them. Fortunately, meeting at the committee, because when matters not only concluded in a court, now the Attorney General through the Director of Public Prosecution, now in the take the legal step for discontinue the matter. Then so what we did was that 10 people out of that 13 in the face trials in McKinney.
For which crime?
Various crimes: murder, arson, malicious damage, but they've been under in custody for long. Right? They don't in custody since 2022.
So, one quick one before you talk about what you want to do. So, then come with this 318 name, then una say the correctional service been given a 15 name, then APC go check back, then come up with 13 name. So then balance name the outside and come out. Then the 13 we say una get right now na the power work on. In get any for the people and get anything for do with the November incidents will be happen?
No. So first make us start with the last part of it. The list where the APC submit, and when at that, we consider people them will not get anything for do with the November 26 failed coup attempt. However, on that list, when I remember say in 2023, around end of July to early August, some other people, mainly Sujaman them don't arrest them because they also plot for bringing Sonko to the country. So those ones were being investigated. Matter of fact, the trial been for start on Monday. The court martial for don't start on Monday. The failed coup attempt happened on Saturday, November 26. Then people and their names been in the list, another 318.
Okay.
So one, we take them one and they out first because they're not supposed for the Nasuja man them, right, and Uma them.
APC identified and say na the member them.
Well, make I not get into that. Them in the list with the APC bring come. So waiting we say to the APC, them people also we are not supposed to own them. We are not supposed for. But whether they member them, I know say APC people can kaya sometimes. I will plead say when they come, we not ask them that question. They understand. But then you say you ask with them other people them. You been get other people them we then duplicate the names. And some of them you don't already concern them, don't grant them, so they don't pay fine. With them for pay and then don't come out. So plenty actually been back now the community they leave. So that, but the APC not be get that update. So when we check, we been get for able to provide that update to them and say now 15 people they in
then people also we don't set free at guest 10 now McKinney stand to be corrected, right?
Yes, 10.
Okay, so I mean this is why they ask this question. If the government at some point we do allege them people also involved by more than serious crime them and when I come back and say okay we free them people also because of putting the recommendations. So not you don't think so I don't tamper with justice.
No. When I make you say when government allege, right?
I don't think so for prove them guilty or not, and after that, I can take the next action.
No. So make a come. When you say when government allege, it is an allegation, right? It becomes proof when the court determines say government don't proving case.
So need for further investigation.
Plenty 10 days.
For make the court doing work and bring out the issues.
No. So plenty 10 days. Government they take matter in a court, and then sometimes government they win, sometimes government they lost. We get a lot of cases and we say people that don't be charged to court for criminal offense, and then they don't be set free, right? Because they acquit them. Now, not we look at it this way. Recently we enact what we call the Criminal Procedure Act, right? Of 2024. That act here now replace the Criminal Procedure Act of 1965, when we don't use. Now with this new act, we get a timeline for conduct trials. So that thing today, where you can say, oh, this trial long go on for some time, this person not in the system, the thing on on for 3 years, they're not done it. We want for get rid of that. So everything is now time. So of course, whilst we wait for make we begin implementing laws and we want to live in the spirit of the law. Then people have been on in detention since 2022, right? They're on in government custody. Now the matter don't go on for several years, And of course, when matters delay, they get issues with the evidence, whether witnesses are available to testify and all of it. So we also we look at all of that and we want to put premium on the rights of suspects, on the rights of accused persons. You understand? And so when we look at all the one and then you can look at the fact saying, yes, resolution 4 now a political agreement, but to the extent that this political arrangement able for impact the rights of accused persons, I think the government for honor that, and so now that we live up to.
So AG, before we go for break, the name they wanna receive, APC verify and all. We get any name they we get for do with APC sheriff as now don't be one of concern from the opposition. APC say the APC sheriff now be name then submit and say now government they delay for let them see they before pull them.
Well, so first, whilst I don't want to discuss specific names, na the list. because you don't mention this particular name and it don't then at the public domain, I will respond to them because it's very specific, right? But the point is that yes, APC sheriff in MDD. Now make her explain, the processes. When we get together as a committee, resolution 4, we agree on certain things. One, now that if a matter in a court we not done yet, like any other criminal matter, the law give the Attorney General power for discontinue. And so we agree, say, we will use that process there for discontinue matters and will not be completed. Now, if a matter don't be completed, once it don't be completed, let us say the person don't be convicted, not to the Attorney General in powers anymore, right? Other options were available to the person, they can appeal, or you can say the president can pardon the person. Or when the judge issue out sentence, it can consider a lot of things and we go say, even though this person don't be convicted, but for this and that, you understand, make another sentence to term of imprisonment. So at that point there, we'll be done reach with APC sheriff. Okay. We are in your case, the judge been done already convict him. And so because judge don't already convict him, we make it clear say that the Attorney General will discontinue. But also make certain things clear. When we talk about resolution 4 and agree say the APC go submit a list, it was never, not to be ever, the agreement or understanding say as APC submit a list, you discontinue every matter. Because if not that, then we're not even getting it for set up a committee for review. So the committee in work now for review and say, all right, this case and this case and this case qualify under resolution 4. But this case and this case and this case fall in this category. Now actual criminal conduct, now this or not that, and so resolution 4 not go able to touch them. So I say this for make people understand. See that a name then a list no means automatically resolution 4 they discontinue a matter against that person there. Now that make the committee they review. Now this not for say now radio or we don't say we not discontinue this or we don't discontinue this. I just want to make people understand. So the idea always was we go look at this list, review and make recommendations for the one day for discontinue, and if matters they will not for be discontinued, make we able for state. So another way the committee don't they conduct itself.
Okay, continue for the between the program in Emna Alpha CC in the Attorney General and Minister of Justice as in there for talk about the constitutional review process where they carry on and serve the tripartite. We they go for a break where we come, you go talk on with how far on are they now on the constitutional review process.
Yeah. Alter we old pen or recording machine for find the news and bring them to the people them.
This don't make all time journalists their mind. Now usai for go find the news in King Ron.
So the Sierra Leone Reporters Union, one of the umbrella body for all reporters in the country, they say make we keep we equipment them for 1 grain day and calm jam body to we say.
Now for sake of this, make SLRU they present I to remember.
Wala Casa, you know get for funny, cause we all know what can happen when journalists them need.
All this go happen April 12, 2025, na Mambo Junction. As we all the hike, so we go na Mambo Waterfall, 7 o'clock na morning.
This not about the hike no more, but the thing them where in go come with. Like we go come sabi we save, relax together, na the wonderful view and get all the fun together.
So journalists that like we, they come together again for sure how united we be.
So join SLRU as they present I to remember.
Taste the magic, na Coca-Cola. Fresh and new with new look. Sip the joy and feel the fun. Every moment get Boku magic. Fanta, Sprite, Vimto and Parrot energy drink. Then taste so refreshing you go always want more. Then are also for sale for both wholesale and retail. So for delivery, now for call the number +232 30 328618. Coca-Cola, they also give you the amazing opportunity for becoming a distributor across Salon. Just call the number +232 3032 8618. Coca-Cola, real magic.
Emo?
Yes, darling.
You say you no get money this evening, but I take notice say you come with boku provision them. Make it no be say na trust you don't go trust them provision ya.
You don't wonder you say me trust? When you they talk about the magician and banking business na the country, Zenith Bank they number 1. You see them Cardia na me an, then call them Visa and MasterCard. I can use them Cardia, take money na any Zenith Bank branch na the country, any side, anytime, and any hour. I can use them Cardia, do payments na supermarket, hotel, restaurant, pharmacy, or any shop where get POS machine. You can use them Cardia do online payment for goods where you want pay for online. Any banking transaction where you do with Zenith Bank, you must get bank alert for inform you the client about your account transaction, or can even send notification via email or mobile SMS for you where can do deposit or cash withdrawal. For more, just go to Zenith Bank their office na 18 and 20 Rodin Street, Lumley, Kleintown, and Wellington Freetown, or them branch them na Lunge Airport, Bo, McKinney and Kenema, or can call 076 418 482 and 088 044 238. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody. It let you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office. It let you not get the account number. Buy Ed's Allied, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Jagbadon done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you go transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 million loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
The program where they listen to now Good Morning Salon, and they come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We are the Green Cam this edition. My name is Kabia.
And my name is Chenglo Jalo.
AJ, you don't talk about things you get to do with the tripartite recommendations. Now look into the constitutional review process we una dey on now. The 1991 constitution, now one way plenty people we don't get concerned, but for sake of the thing then and the laws the way they and we been see Justice Edmund Kawan been start first for review this constitution in the left arm. Then we don't see this government where President will be take up office. They say one thing we go do for reform the justice sector now for review the constitution. And the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in office, they in charge for do this. So now don't start the process, now don't do different engagements them. For listeners them out there, take we through waiting at the status of this process.
Thank you. I'm glad we make reference to the work where the late Justice Edmund Kawan do. we want me that name the ring na people and yes, because we want make family understand say now that work day we Justice Kawandu now we take to completion. Now make we take step and make we take step back and no say this constitutional review process don't go on for over 20 years. First, we sign Lome Peace Agreement. We put them as one of the clauses in the Lome Peace Agreement, where we translate into an act of parliament. And then we set up the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. One of the recommendations then with the TRC make, for make we review the 1991 Constitution. And so we see just after that, Pakaba set up the Peter Tucker Constitutional Review Committee. And then that work day, Peter Tucker done in work and hand over a report to former President Koroma. But former President Koroma watch see you need for broader consultations, right? And so it set up the Kawan Constitutional Review Committee. 80 members of the committee, political parties, civil society, regular citizens, and they do massive work in this country. Over 10,000 consultations. You understand? Hundreds of position papers, expert engagements, plenty. And then the Kawan submits, Edmund Kawan Committee submit a report in 2017. It worked from 2013 to 2017. But then we see former President Koroma and government issued the first white paper, and then he left office in 2018. When President Bill came, President Bill make a commitment. Like how we family like for say around say people where somebody can say this game here they done right? Now that's President Bill say finally make it done this game here so. Say it don't this thing don't go through the lives of 3 governments. Now not time for make it done. So but instead of starting a new process, President Bill say let's go to waiting Kawandu. So really now the report where Justice Kawan submit to former President Koroma, we now a product of broad consultations across the country, we believe say reflect the views and aspirations, like how the TRC put them, of the people of this country for what we will call a democratic society. So now that would try to take forward. So you see say there was a second government white paper we being get for add to the recommendations with the first white paper being get for accept. So now this now we try for take to completion. We say we did with this process. One, of course, we then get a technical team within the Attorney General office where they work on the technical details. And when I say the technical details, you get for separate between the non-entrenched provisions where as per the constitution. Non-entrenched provisions, you can go parliament, members of parliament vote, now representatives and then pass. But entrenched provisions, with constitution say if you touch any of the entrenched provisions, then you get for taken to a referendum. So that now we get for take to referendum for make the people get a say. So they work on then technical details and they will roll out a public information program, you understand, for make everybody really accompany this process. We they get a process where like we they engage with various stakeholders, civil society, we don't start some of their engagement, then the media we don't start, but we get for amplify them. And then we make sure say political parties are involved in this process, because at the end of the day, waiting President Bill don't say, now for make we conclude a process, deliver a revised constitution for this country also, where the people go embrace, we go able for live to the expectations of the people of this country.
AG, the time have been take Justice Edmund Kawan on constitution when we go before him go turn to law. Plenty people on the raise concern say they don't do plenty consultation and since then they so man they say need no day again for law governments go come back and say law watch inside and back for sister way before review and back. Some person they say this now waste of government's couple. So waiting new. And waiting at the status of some of the things them will be inside this constitution wanna take and wanna think say wanna need for go back to the people and come and do the process for sister get a new constitution.
No, so not to for like really reopen waiting Justice Kawandu. The way the system says so the work is when the committee submits a report to government get for look at them and then determine the one the way it get for take. Then are the trust where the people put in the government, where you elect governments. Say it takes some of them decisions and they for you. So that's nine of the white paper. The white paper now for basically state government imposition on the report. including the specific recommendations. You understand? So now that government do.
Okay.
So basically, what we don't say now that we don't get the second white paper, we even accept more recommendations. This latter part, as we work on the technical details here, so in fact the president said don't ask we whether things don't change a little bit, whether we go back to the report, some more invent new things, so whether we go back to the report and accept even more recommendations.
Okay.
You understand? So if you want to ask about some of the things we did inside the Cowan report, we governments accept. Some of them they will look for say even align with some of the recommendations in the tripartite committee. One, that thing we can say the president don't consult with the electoral commission and don't announce say this are the dates on which we forget elections. We won't forget rid of that. See, in the constitution, make we get a fixed date for election. We know that. And then we also see say when they get plenty kuskas when it comes to elections, we turn off. The Cowan committee, they recommend say make we move away from this 55% threshold and come do like how some other countries they will get either 50+1 or simple majority, right? Then one in the day and I think then they we government accept. But taking it outside, of course, Cowan committee also recommends say this country best suited for do the proportional representation system. All I need is that when you move them outside elections, you cancel some of the human rights provisions in, right? The Cowan committee recommends say make government abolish the death penalty. So yes, government may not get the Abolition Act, but you you make the amendment to section 16 of the Constitution. It also get other human rights provisions that we feel so for strengthening. For example, section 29, we go for the state of emergency, but make we put a new language say during state of emergency, you go tamper with more man in life, or you go subject somebody to torture. You go use that as an excuse, right? So then one in the all you get for amplify that. It also recommends say make we get started new chapters in the revised constitution. You understand? A chapter on local government for really see so we strengthen this decentralization now this country also. A chapter on public administration, a chapter on land and environment, and a chapter on national security. So then one also all na provisions then we will see inside the revised constitution.
We don't get any discussion so far for give the president more time from 2 term to 3 term or so.
No,
as people don't do more.
So the answer to that question there is no. Of course, when I can say constitutional review or broader government reforms, 2 things can happen. 1, suspicion can they lead to misunderstanding. 2, people and they will know the facts, but will deliberately misinform the public. So you see, say people and they will don't try for misinform the public. Then say, oh, with the constitutional review, we want for alter the 5-year term limit, right, and make it 7. Or we want for extend so the president go run for a 3rd term. No, the president don't be very clear. It don't make them very public. See, intend for benefit. The way we intend for benefit from this revised constitution, now we become now as ordinary citizen because say after in presidency, you get for live as an ordinary person, well as a statesman in this country, right? But like you can tell about the justice system, so you can see what could make the justice system work in a way we go work for as ordinary people. So you get that. Now we also know say there were proposals, right? Different parties may make proposals. One of such proposals will be come to the committee. It been come from brothers and sisters at the APC. Now being for make you structure the constitution in a way where somebody goes serve in 2 terms, it take a break and then it can run back later. The current committee say no. 2 terms absolute. You don't serve 2 terms, that is it. And that now waiting this constitutional review process go accommodate. So in summary, there are no discussions not to take place about changing the 5-year term to 7 years. No discussion not to take place about extending the term limit beyond 2 years. Beyond 2 terms, my apologies.
Any discussion be there around the age limit when 40 years?
So discussions been there, but then one of the things we
wanna maintain that.
Yes, the current committee not even recommend for alter that. So yes, for run for president in this country, you get for be 40 years at least.
Okay, continue for the between the program. In name na Alpha Cisse, in the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, as in there for talk about the constitutional review process and self the tripartite. Well, inside the program now, they take one power headline story them. Also, the Director General and the Salon Local Content Agency for the Badabo say inside one work away then do na King Orel and Ports na Pepel Port Local districts. They fair not say plenty by the foreigner them where they work na this place no get documents for sure say then qualify for the position them where they all. For the Badabo talk, this is a one meeting where in all with stakeholder them na the King Orel and Port na Pepel Port Local districts. Well, we reporter Alaji Jalo gets more and go now report.
Who is the procurement lead here? Who does procurements?
Okay, Director, I want to clarify a few things. You know, we have a group structure. So most of the functions you were talking about are handled by head office. So most of the documents you're requiring, we may only provide by the head office.
On workforce, complete staff database, job description, and nationality. HR, you have that, right? HR, you have that. Sure. CVs of foreign staff. Who manage the foreign staff here?
We have.
You have the CVs for all the foreign staff, correct? In both English and Chinese.
Chinese.
Conversation between workman and the Salon Local Content Agency and staff them na the Kihon Railway and Port na Pepel Port Local District as workman them na the Salon Local Content Agency be the inquire but how well Kihon Railway and Port don dey work for implement within section 68 na the Local Content Act say wey na for make sure say mining company or any other company so far where they operate within the country able to get 50% of staff them na management position and other position them for be Sierra Leonean them.
This regional content plan is available, active currently or out of compliance? Out of compliance. In terms of the plan, is it valid? It has expired? Is currently up and running? I just want to know.
It's progressive.
No, it's still current. Like you know, it's valid for 3 years.
Yes, because the last one we prepared was in 2023.
So you have the plan right now.
2023 to 2026.
You have the plan, right?
Yes.
You have reports on the local content management team. You know, on that plan, there is a local content management team highlighted from the CEO and other people.
In the plan.
I don't know if you are part of that.
Yes.
Are you meeting to discuss local content implementation of that plan?
Yes.
This worker and one way the Salon Local Content Agency don dey do na about 3 different mining company them na the country who said then they monitor for see waiting the compliance rate of the mining company in the Yaso we in camper for do thing them where the law say but waiting them find out na Kihon Railway and Port na Pepel Port Local District for the bad Dabo na the Director General na Salon Local Content Agency explain.
On workforce, which is critical, specific findings, no evidence of local content plan in-house, no evidence of CVs of foreign staff. The HR manager told us here emphatically that she has a CV of herself, but yet she could not provide one, neither for any other staff that are foreign nationals. No evidence of application for expatriate quota to local content agency as per section 56(3) of our acts. In fact, we can also not ascertain copies of work permits issued by the Ministry of Labour, staff lists not presented for review to the team. These are basic things that if only you don't have anything to hide, just make them available, but you fail to.
For the bad Dabo, continue for talk about the agency in next plan if Kihon Railway and Port not complying with the Salon Local Content Agency Act.
I mean, we are regulators first. Like I will always say, the purpose of this audit is not to delve into a situation wherein measures in terms of fines and penalties could be our first, but definitely we'll be left with no options because as per law, multinational companies must ensure they comply with local content laws. So they still have a room to do much more better, and we're looking forward to guide them through the process to make sure we build on this, no matter how little it is. But yes, if they don't work with us, we'll be left with no option but to ensure we invoke those necessary penalties that definitely will come to bite them even harder.
But in all of this, it go fine for make we hearing, but waiting at the standpoint of the Leone Rock Metal Group on waiting the Salon Local Content Agency say where this be make her be talk to the compliance manager na Leone Rock Metal Group, Samuel Kamara.
Of course, Leone Rock, and by extension its subsidiary companies, Kiorili and Port in this case, will want to align with local content provisions. Though we've come a long way, but it's a journey. I want to promise that the journey will finally get there someday, and we want to make those steps, whether it's baby steps or big strides, or eventually we'll get there to the point that vision will not go in vain, as you want to see local content in every aspect of our operations and every operations within Sierra Leone.
Radio Democracy will continue for bring reports them on the waka where Salon Local Content Agency they do to mining company them na the country. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me na Alaji Jalo the report.
Well, the program Good Morning Salon they continue, and where they bring come this program, your name na Kabiam.
Your name na Chenglo Jalo.
AG, one concern don't they come out from people concerning first and president, and it's by Koroma when we gonna court and waiting we come out from the court now that they go on medical leave, and the term we don't decide for we come back and all. So you didn't now as the Attorney General, so you go confirm how far when the first and presidents go come for our answer to in case them, and according to una we have been pulled na that and go on medical leave.
Well, yes, you know, the former president been sick leave of the court, and the court been grant the application or the request for make a go on medical leave. But the point is that the leave itself, it is not in eternity. Okay. You know, so now that make the court don't renew them. So it only run for like 3 month period, and then after that, you know, the application can come back, say it need an extended time for get medical attention, and then the court can grant that. So that been come up again in March this year, in the first week of March, and then the court being there for grant the extended leave. So yes, in the one out of the country right now, they within the time frame or the ambit of the leave with the court grants for seek medical attention.
AG, you said the lawyer then don't the appeal for them, they don't the appeal, they apply for CC then go extending leave. On the check with the hospital in Nigeria, or say on a check with in lawyer then, because we don't say of recent video being come out, also I celebrating back then, don't they attend church services then for no like who's kind sick. This the first time presidents get.
Oh, so first, of course, me not to a medical examiner for make a determination as to whether when somebody they drive or if somebody in a party, whether that means say a well or in a well. Okay. Me not to a medical examiner for make that determination. The way then things here so they work. Now that a lawyer they make an application. Now when the lawyer can make an application, it will state grounds on which they make their application. The application day. Now the magistrate or the judge can determine whether within the lawyer say I'm convincing enough for make a grant the request or the application. As you know, what lawyers can say. It also can say it need further evidence. Further evidence can mean a report will come from a doctor, you understand, or such qualified persons as the court will state, you understand. So when it comes to making the determination as to whether a suspect, an accused person, or in this case, you know, the suspect or accused person, a former president, not to me as Attorney General, they make that determination day. Now the court, they make that determination day, whether a magistrate or judge. Now they make that determination day say yes, what has been presented to them is sufficient for warrant that particular order day for be made.
AG, we see one picture with the go around on social media outside the mayor on a free song and say the leadership of the APC we go get meeting with you. So the rumor will be they go around now that then they talk now for then the government drop the charges them against the first time president. How true is this?
No, make them very clear. Say in the discussions with the leadership of the APC, we not talk about this particular matter we get for do with former President Koroma. That's not a waiting we discuss. Waiting me and the leadership of the APC discuss now the review of the cases under Resolution 4. Now that me and then discuss, provide updates on the cases we been done ready for make we discontinue and how we proceed for review the other cases them. Now that me and the APC discuss. I see news around say, oh, we go discuss former President Koroma in case get for do with what happen November 26. We don't already state in very clear terms saying Resolution 4. We don't discuss with the leadership of the APC, not get anything for do with the events around November 26. It get all for do with waiting been done happen before that, and that's me and discuss.
Anything they perhaps sometime we government they add from the ordinary citizen, because in as much as government they say this, I mean the former president they Nigeria on medical grounds, but audio will leak allegedly from the vice president and say he was forced for left this country.
I don't get access to that audio we they talk about, and I think say this government don't be very transparent in dealings on all the issues there. So when it become very clear, say we been get an application for make the former president go seek medical leave. That application they happen in open court. In open court, journalists them been did it, members of the public been did it, lawyers on the government side been did it, lawyers on the APC side been did it, members of the APC been did it. Everybody see in open court where the issue was discussed. Who side the lawyers they make the application, and then the application being granted by the court, and everybody see where the former president left. So if anybody talks say, oh now force somebody from go out of the country, that person they no go to state the truth. The government don't be very, very transparent in all of its dealings, and that is why when the matter come up again, we can make them public. I don't make them very clear saying in March this year the matter come up again, and then then grant the leave for an extended time out of the country for medical reasons.
This being said, we see one thing we don't happen at the country, so the two get for do with the drugs issues in the country, and we don't the suicide report don't they come out, they say the Holland government don't write to the to Salon government for to say them go able for go to Umar Sheriff or just for them go send them back go na Holland for making go serve in jail time. You ask the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, you receive any letter, anything we get for do with Umar Sheriff or Josh?
Yes.
Uswampani name them.
I receive a bundle of documents from the Dutch Minister of Justice, where now a request for extradite an individual where the Dutch government say been done commit crimes na the Netherlands, they don't be convicted and sentenced, and then want make we extradite them. Now make
quick one now soon when you talk about here government say na Umar Sheriff na then get Uswan una receive for.
Well, I don't know if government say na Umar Sheriff then get
the Minister of Information and Civic Education will be called Anaya.
Okay, what's the Minister of Information?
So Uswan you receive as the AG?
I receive
the
documents for the extradition of Just Lydakas. Now, make we take a step back. That not means that not to foresee the Minister of Information, who, by the way, don't do an amazing job, stellar job. You understand? Don't alter the landscape. When we talk about information delivery to the people of this country, we could establish that name. And then, why, of course, for everything we get for the government, don't be very transparent. Don't come out. It's like people and sometimes the whole nerve, you know, and you know other things. And it open chest to say, look me now, so I don't lay everything. You understand? Make we discuss. That is what the Minister of Information don't they do. So it don't explain saying, and the IG of Police come on the press conference with the Minister of Information host. Was that the IG of Police say yes, videos they around of an individual, and that individual in that video they don't match in face to a name on record in this country as Umar Sharif. So that's been very open. Then are waiting.
Will they prepare any extradition for anybody in this country for go back to Holland?
Well, you know, make not come and play that process there.
Will they prepare the process so far for anybody as not request, as not get a request?
So I'm trying to make a state very clear. I think we could talk about the process. When it comes to mutual legal assistance, nothing with this government they take very seriously.
Okay. Because
right?
The request for us now that exactly not prepare this process.
No, sorry, can. When it comes to mutual legal assistance, the government they take that issue very seriously. When it comes to offenses, what we call transnational crimes, the government they take the issues then they very seriously as well. But what we also lay out within the law, you understand? What we also lay out within the law. The law under the 1974 Extradition Act, very clear. The evidence what the requesting state gets, the state we don't make in finding with the request salon for extradite, and they pass that evidence there to salon, to the office of the Attorney General. Then I'm waiting, the Dutch government don't do. I also don't be very clear, say, yes, me and the Dutch Minister of Justice, we don't get a phone conversation about this. Now, when it comes to investigations in this country, me could be very clear, say that the responsibility of the police, not to the Attorney General to manage investigations. Some country then where you go see say police or investigations they under the Attorney General in office, not so we structure with system. In real system, police they under internal affairs. Now they're responsible for investigations, now they're responsible for arrest and bring somebody into custody. Now, Usame come in. When that happens, right, the law say now the Attorney General in responsibility for take the papers to court.
So for now, we're not really prepare anything like that one until police come up with their report or
their
findings.
No, I not go one for tell you say this not exactly what we do or what you know. I just want to make you know say yes, we don't receive the papers, we don't review everything. The last time we have been talked to the media, I've been saying my office they do a line by line reading. I want for state very clearly say yes, we don't read the documents in entirety, and we decide way we for do any work on this not don't be triggered yet. So we will be triggered we don't get update from waiting to happen at the police level.
So how soon I go respond and now I don't coordinate with the police for telling so I don't receive this and una they read them for so I go able for respond soon to the Holland government.
In terms of response, when we receive the documents, you know, court demand will respond, and so waiting happen, we immediately being there for get to the Dutch government. We acknowledge receipt of the documents. So yes, we be done respond. We follow that up with a phone call as per the request. We get a phone discussion. Now police they do the rest of the investigations, and the IG of police we don't provide an update. I understand say it will provide another update very soon on whose side the investigations did, and then whose side any efforts there for arrest or bring somebody in custody. When that happens, then you trigger the Attorney General in your side.
Okay, continue for the between the program. So they round up a program now. Now they go now the Facebook page 077-981-9819, and they get some of the messages that we don't come. This one from Tunde Scott, they say, let me first state this clear that Alpha Sheriff was never involved in the unfortunate November incident. Alpha Sheriff was arrested 2 years ago when he was on his way to join the APC campaign team in Kenema. I hope he will celebrate this Independence Day as a free man.
This person from a Facebook page where na Lokoma Sama, they say it was better for the government to go further in investigating trials for the people arrested for murder instead of you trading the offenses they committed for political benefit.
This one they say, AG, what is the position of government regarding section 14 of the current 1991 constitution? I think it should be amended.
This other post they say we do not have a judiciary system in this country. What we have is a legal department of political party in power.
Okay, well, AG, because of time, now the messages and that's okay before reading inside the program. As you go respond, they'll go round up the program.
Well, you know, our first one starts with my brother Tunde Scott, a message. So yes, I agree with them. Say Alpha Sharif, nobody knows say he be involved in the November 26 incident. Waiting Alpha Sharif, they don't face trial and for which he has been convicted. Now waiting happen even before elections. 1, possession of a firearm. 2, concealing a firearm in a public place, and then 3, operating a private security company without license. And then 1 in the Alpha Chef they in custody for. And then, you know, somebody say, you know, we trade criminals for political benefit. No, not to that happen. Yes, I know say it's a complex issue. I don't make effort for explaining, people understand. So there's a lot we will look into and realize say, 1, of course, we get for balance the rights of the suspect or accused person, with, of course, you know, the call for accountability, and then, of course, you know, if somebody get political benefits from that, it can happen. Now we come to somebody in question about Section 14 of the Constitution. So when we talk about the human rights provisions inside the Constitution, we talk about 2 parts, right? You get the civil and political rights when ending at Chapter 3, but you also get to call it socio-economic rights, where for a lot of countries then, you can say now things that we government for strive towards thinking, say some can say they depend on the availability of resources when a government in obligation for, like, you know, provide certain social services, education, health, etc., etc. It in a Chapter 2, which I will call fundamental principles of state policy. Now when it comes to Section 14 in Chapter 2, now in say the rights were stated in that Chapter 2 day, not justiciable. So which means you're not going to take government a court if you're not providing things in there. Unlike the one in Chapter 3, we say, you know, if government violates any, you can take, you know, legal action. You know, do so now that's did it. Now a lot of debates on there as to whether you make their rights and they justiciable, and then one a discussion. So what they get, you see the present on impact don't make significant investment in education and healthcare. You understand, you know, so you get free healthcare, you know, for certain categories of a society. We also get, you know, what we call it free quality education. Basic education is free. The president said, don't ask it, if we're making such significant investments, don't we think that it is time for we really make them say now a right way people for whole government justiciable for? So those are technical discussions that are happening.
Okay.
So yes, Chapter 14, Section 14, that's something we you know, don't generate a lot of debate, and that's something we discuss at a technical level.
Okay, plenty thank you joining at the program. In name na Alpha Cisse, in the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, as in on there for talk on constitutional review process and self-talk about our government done the work with the opposition and other body then for implement some of the recommendation them within inside the tripartite reports. Plenty thank you joining at the program. Well, now this edition of the program,